Greetings and welcome to another impressions video here at Words About Games, and today we're going to be looking at Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is a top-down RPG that casts players in the role of a detective in the fictional city of Revachol. After waking up from a 3-day bender, you'll have to try and solve the murder of a person strung up from a tree outside your hotel, while navigating the tricky political situation of a city that also happens to dislike cops, and trying to piece together all of the memories you've lost thanks to your alcohol-fueled rampage. I knew Disco Elysium was going to be something very different within about 2 minutes of starting a new game, during which I was killed by a ceiling fan while attempting to retrieve a necktie and had to start over. What followed during the first day of my investigation was where I truly fell in love with the game. Rather than throwing myself into the murder investigation itself, I spent the majority of the day trying to track down everything I'd lost during the 3 days my character had been drinking before the game started. I went looking for my memory, my name, my coat, shoes, badge, and gun, all while battling a hangover from hell and feeling quite sorry for my partner, Lieutenant Kim, who just wanted to get on with solving a murder while I interrogated the citizens of Revachol about my missing possessions. Disco Elysium is a very atypical RPG in a lot of ways, most notably in its story, characters, and incredibly well-written dialogue, but also in a lot of its mechanics. On its surface, the game uses a lot of the systems you'd find in traditional RPGs like the Divinity series, skill points, abilities, dialogue choices, and whatnot, but how it implements them and presents them as you play it is incredibly unique. Take skill checks, for example. Whenever you're making choices, you'll usually roll a skill check with a percentage chance of success depending on how much you've invested in that particular skill. So far, so standard, except that a low chance to succeed should never put you off from attempting something. Sometimes you'll mess up while you try to grab a necktie from a spinning ceiling fan and lose your last bit of remaining health, which is hilarious. Other times you'll fail spectacularly and be treated to a wonderful scene. Other times still, your failure might actually open up a new path that you'd never have found otherwise. Even failing at something in Disco Elysium is usually interesting and definitely well worth seeing. All the while, the game will be rolling background passive checks. Each of your skills is externalized as a voice in your head, literally guiding you in your journey. Your skills will point things out as you travel, and you can even ask questions and have conversations with them to unlock new knowledge, lore, or information. It's a really cool and unique way for a game to present information to you and helped ensure that there was never a dull moment. You also have your thought cabinet, where you can spend time pondering thoughts and ideas you pick up on your travels or from the citizens of Revachol. Once you've ruminated on a thought for long enough, you'll internalize it and it'll give you bonuses to your XP or stats. You'll never know what bonus you'll receive at the end, and while you're thinking, you'll be receiving a negative to something. It's a really fascinating and quirky way of unlocking special abilities and helps Disco Elysium stand apart from, well, anything else out there. It's in its exceptional writing where Disco Elysium truly shines. And it needs to, given this is an RPG where you'll spend the majority of your time talking to people. There's no combat. Your greatest enemy is a ceiling fan, after all. Everything about the world of Revachol, the people in it, its history and its politics, is extremely well put together and presented. Once you start really digging into what's here in the game, you'll have a hard time walking away, instead wanting to uncover every last facet of this fascinating, almost otherworldly place. This level of immersion is helped considerably by Disco Elysium giving you the ability to be whatever kind of person you want to be. Through character building and dialogue, you can be an asshole, a radical communist, a nihilist, a moron, a goofball, and just about anything else you can think of. The way the world and characters react to how you decide to present yourself is incredibly robust, and the game accommodates you no matter what. The world of Revachol is a fairly depressing place, and the game can be a maudlin one should you choose it to be. It can also be a comedy about a bumbling, apologetic idiot, or a buddy cop movie about two detectives who forge a bond despite their differences. And it's a credit to how strong the writing is in Disco Elysium that whoever you choose to be, it never detracts from the story at the heart of the adventure. Instead, you'll simply find a game with an impressive amount of range and nuance. And it's a story that will have you hooked from start to finish. What starts out as a seemingly simple murder mystery with an equally seemingly simple answer becomes a sprawling investigation. A corpse hanging from a tree with a 12-year-old throwing rocks at it slowly connects you to everything going on in Revachol. Its politics, its history, its deep lore. And it's such a fascinating place that the game really doesn't have to do very much prodding at all to incentivize you to learn everything you can about it. Even without the central investigation, I would still happily plumb the depths of Revachol's history and the rich tapestry of its inhabitants. Disco Elysium is like nothing you've ever played before. Sure, at its surface level, it's a top-down RPG. But by scratching under the surface, you'll find one of the deepest RPGs of recent memory. It may hook you in with its quirky style and humour, that's how it originally grabbed my attention, but the impeccable writing and incredibly smartly designed mechanics make this easily one of the best games of 2019. Just watch out for the ceiling fan when you wake up. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave us a comment, like, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've got tons of awesome videos coming every week, including review impressions, indie game of the week, debate-driven top 5 lists, video essays, and our weekly podcast where we discuss games, gaming culture, and the games industry. We also stream 3 times a week at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. But most importantly, have a fantastic day.